When it comes to the DC Comics universe, the diversity and creativity of its alien races are nothing short of astonishing. From the Kryptonians, with their godlike powers and weakness, to a simple green mineral, to the inscrutable Guardians who control the emotional spectrum itself, there is no shortage of extraterrestrial beings with awe-inspiring abilities. In this exploration of the 12 most powerful alien races in DC Comics, we will delve into the unique characteristics and defining traits of each species. So buckle up, because we're about to embark on a journey through the cosmos to discover some of the mightiest beings in the DC universe. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. Number 1. New Gods. The New Gods are a race of powerful beings that inhabit 2 planets, Apocalypse and New Genesis. But how did they come to be? Billions of years ago, in a distant dimension called God World, there existed a race of beings known as the Old Gods. They were a glorious race, living in harmony and prosperity. However, their peaceful existence was brought to a sudden end by a catastrophic war, which unleashed an unimaginable power known as the God Wave. The God Wave created 2 new planets, Apocalypse and New Genesis. As these worlds cooled, a new life began to evolve. In New Genesis, some ruins of the cities of the old gods survived, leading to the birth of the new gods. The 2 planets pursued separate destinies. New Genesis became a world of beauty and tranquility, while Apocalypse became a planet-wide armed camp ruled under the iron fist of Darkseid. The conflict between Apocalypse and New Genesis started with the murder of Avia, Isaiah's wife, by Darkseid's uncle, Steppenwolf. The war brought devastating results for both planets until a pact was made between Isaiah and Darkseid. They agreed to exchange the guardianship of their heirs, with Darkseid sending Orion to be raised in New Genesis and Highfather sending his son, who was later named Scott-Free, to be raised in Apocalypse. But Darkseid eventually broke the truce, kidnapping people from Earth and invading their world in search of the anti-life equation. This psionic means would allow him to control every sentient being in the universe, and Apocalypse and New Genesis once again engaged in a violent conflict with Earth as the battlefield. The New Gods, much like the gods of Earth lore, possess incredible powers and engage in unending struggle between good and evil. Jack Kirby introduced the concept of the New Gods in the 1970s, creating a science fiction-based mythology that would captivate readers for years to come. While the original Fourth World concept was intended as part of a finite epic saga, it has left a lasting legacy on the DC Comics universe, inspiring countless stories and characters. The New Gods continue to be a force to be reckoned with, and their story is one of tragedy, conflict, and ultimately hope. Number 2. The Endless. The Endless are a group of 7 powerful and eternal beings who embody different concepts and ideas. They are not to be seen as gods, as they exist regardless of human belief in them. The first 8 of the Endless may have never been human, but the 9th, Dream, was originally a mortal babe named Danielle Hall. Each of the Endless has a specific function or duty, such as death, desire, and destiny, and they are all bound to their duties. However, destruction suggests that the Endless are simply patterns and ideas, and their functions can be performed without their intervention. The parents of the Endless are Time and Night, who are respectively the embodiment of all time itself and the infinite darkness that existed before the dawn of the universe. The Endless have been known to reproduce and bear human offspring. Dream, also known as Morpheus, is the protagonist of The Sandman and is considered the most complex character in the Endless. Death, the lovable older sister of Dream, is also a fan favorite and had appeared in multiple miniseries. Desire is the only Endless without a defined gender and is considered the most disliked among the siblings. Destruction is considered the most obscure and foolish of the Endless and abandoned his post as Destruction several hundred years ago. Delirium is unique among her siblings as she was originally Delight of the Endless and went through a transformation to become Delirium. Finally, there are 2 Despairs of the Endless, with little information about the first one, except what is revealed in a flashback in the Sandman Endless Nights. Ultimately, the Endless are mysterious and complex beings whose origins and mysteries are left to interpretation, as their creator, Neil Gaiman, prefers to leave it up to the readers to guess their true nature. Number 3. Kryptonians. The mighty Kryptonians. A technologically advanced race with a tragic past. Their home planet, Krypton, was a place of beauty and power, but alas, its ecosystem and energies were self-destructive, much like the flaws in the Kryptonian bodies. They might have a few limitations on Krypton. On Earth, Kryptonians are nothing short of superhuman. Their powers are incredible, ranging from super strength and speed to invulnerability and even the ability to fly. But it's not just their powers that make them fascinating. Their DNA is completely unique and different from that of humans, and they have a long history of cloning and splicing with other DNA to increase their numbers and preserve their race. Even the religious taboo against leaving their home planet couldn't stop a few brave Kryptonians from venturing out and finding new homes on Earth and other planets. Despite the tragic destruction of their home world, the future looks bright for Kryptonians, with the rescue of 100,000 Kryptonians from the city of Kandor and the population of Roken. They are poised to thrive again. So here's to the mighty Kryptonians, a fascinating and resilient race that will always be remembered for their incredible powers and enduring spirit. Kryptonians owe their incredible abilities to their unique biology, specifically their exposure to the radiation of a yellow sun. It's important to note that not all Kryptonians are created equal when it comes to their powers. The amount of solar energy they process determines the extent of their abilities. For instance, some Kryptonians can lift over 1,000 tons, while others may only have a fraction of that strength. One of the most iconic powers of Kryptonians is their ability to fly. This is due to their ability to alter their gravity when charged with yellow sun radiation. In addition to flight and super strength, Kryptonians possess a wide range of other abilities, such as heat vision, super speed, and invulnerability. They can also see through objects with X-ray vision, freeze objects with ice breath, and hear sounds at any volume or pitch with super hearing. Kryptonians are also able to vibrate their molecules at super speed to move through solid objects, as well as make themselves invisible by vibrating so fast that light does not reflect off them. Despite their impressive powers, Kryptonians are not invincible. They have several weaknesses, including exposure to various forms of kryptonite, high sound frequencies, and advanced weaponry. Number 4. Guardians of the Universe. In the vast expanse of the universe, there exists a group of beings known as the Guardians of the Universe. They are a race of evolved Malthusians who were among the first intelligent life forms of existence, and they have dedicated themselves to combating evil and creating an orderly universe. Originally tall, grayish-blue humanoids with black hair, the Guardians experimented with the worlds around them, creating new species like the Scions. But one experiment led to a disaster that splintered the universe into the multiverse and created the antimatter universe of Quard. Feeling responsible for this, they relocated to the planet Oa, the center of the universe, and became the Guardians of the Universe. Now, they appear as diminutive, blue-skinned humanoids wearing red robes and white tabards bearing their chest, the Green Lantern symbol. Their appearance has evolved over time, with the females typically bald and possessing more noticeable feminine features, while the males have short, unkempt white hair and are more wrinkled and aged-looking. The Guardians possessed vast knowledge, durability, awareness, flight, and psionic powers manifested through green plasma energy drawn from the most stable color of the emotional spectrum, green, which represents willpower. They are functionally immortal and display the power of time travel, sending a time-lost Kyle Rayner back to his present timeline. Their attire has changed over time, with a long red robe and a scholarly collar replacing the previous Dracula-like collar. Some artists have depicted them wearing white undershirts and red pointed shoes, though their feet are not usually visible beneath their robes. Despite their small stature, the Guardians are incredibly powerful and have been known to stagger Superman Prime and the Anti-Monitor. Their vast knowledge and abilities make them essential leaders of the Green Lantern Corps, an interstellar police force that patrols the universe. Number 5. Green Martians. In a galaxy far, far away, the Guardians of the Universe feared the rise of a malevolent race known as the Burning. To prevent their reign of terror, the Guardians split them into two distinct races, the Green Martians and the White Martians, both instilled with a deep fear of fire. As time passed, the Green Martians became a peaceful civilization of philosophers, exploring space and inspiring the construction of the pyramids on Earth. However, the White Martians' counterparts became savage warmongers, constantly at odds with the Greens. Despite their differences, both Martian races created clones of themselves to serve as workers on the planet Saturn. But the White Martians' mistreatment of their clones led to a civil war, forcing the Green Martians to imprison their entire race in the Still Zone. For centuries, the Green Martian civilization thrived until the birth of twin brothers, John Jones and Malefic. Malefic, a sociopath, unleashed a telepathic plague that decimated the Martian population, leaving only himself and his brother John alive. The brothers battled it out, and while Malefic was supposedly killed, John was left as the last surviving Martian. He wandered the dead planet, losing his mind, until he was accidentally transported to Earth by a human scientist named Dr. Erdl. John Jones, the Martian Manhunter, made Earth his new home and became a member of the Justice League. Although he ultimately met his demise in Darkseid's attack, his legacy lived on through the friends he left behind. He sent a final telepathic burst to several allies, including Batman, Superman, and Green Lantern, allowing them to preserve the story of the Green Martians for generations to come. Green Martians are an absolutely powerful race of beings. Their shape-shifting abilities are unparalleled, allowing them to mimic any form with ease, alter their volume and density, and adapt to any environment. They can heal quickly, regrow limbs, and even their entire body mass, and are immune to all ailments. But that's not all. They can blend into their surroundings, becoming invisible, and even phase through solid matter by altering their density. Their superhuman strength puts them nearly on par with Kryptonians, and they have incredible endurance, able to exert themselves for days without tiring. Their superhuman senses, including 4 unknown senses, allow them to perceive the world in ways humans can only dream of. And their telepathic abilities are simply mind-blowing, enabling them to control the thoughts and actions of others, project powerful mental blasts, and shield themselves from others' mental intrusions. Number 6. Thanagarians. The Thanagarians are a fascinating group of people created by comic book legends Gardner Fox and Joe Kubert. They hail from the planet Thanagar, a science-based world run by a single government called the Ruling Council. They were once a peaceful society until the Manhawks started stealing for the thrill of it, leading to the creation of the Hawk Police or Wingmen. This restored order and justice, but some Thanagarians still adopted criminal acts. Their discovery of the Nith metal on Thanagar gave them the power of flight, enhanced strength, and durability beyond human capabilities. It also protects the wearer from the elements and allows for faster healing. They even communicate with birds, using them as allies and spies. However, their history is not all noble. Thanagar became an expansionist planet, conquering and plundering other worlds, making them slaves of Thanagar. They were willing to invade Earth, a planet they had once been conquered by millennia ago when it was ruled by the Polaran Empire. But a proud Thanagarian named Kalmoran led an army that drove the Polarans' army away and attacked them on their home planet, becoming Thanagar's first and greatest hero. Their conquests eventually led to the creation of the Thanagarian Empire, which was overthrown by Onamar Sin, who had taken control of the Nith metal but was later defeated by Hawkman. The Thanagarians even started appearing on Earth as a result of the secret society of supervillains smuggling their weaponry. The Thanagarians are complex and powerful people with a rich history and mythology that has captivated fans for years. Number 7. Czarnians. The Czarnians are another fascinating and mysterious alien race in DC Comics. They've been portrayed in different ways across various Earths. On Earth 1, they were called Valorpians and were known for being violent and dominating, but they were wiped out by the Scions except for one survivor, Lobo, who became DC Comics' most famous bounty hunter. In the New Earth universe, they were a peaceful and thriving species until Lobo, as a teenager, accidentally killed all of them with a science experiment gone wrong. Some Czarnians did manage to survive, though. On Prime Earth, they are always trying to take over the universe and have a strange power where if they're cut, their blood will turn into a new Czarnian with the same memories as the original. No one knows how they got this power, but some think the Scions had something to do with it. It's interesting to note that on some pre-Flashpoint Earths, all Czarnians were actually peaceful, except for Lobo, who liked to fight. Overall, the Czarnians are a really complex and interesting alien race with a fascinating history in the DC universe. Whether you're a longtime fan or just getting into the comics, they're definitely worth learning about. Number 8. Tamaraneans. The Tamaraneans are a race with an incredible set of powers and abilities to make them stand out from the rest. Descended from a feline species and worshipping the goddess Ixal, they possess a unique physiology that sets them apart from baseline Homo sapiens. Their bright golden copper or orange skin tone, and of course, their feline features, along with bright green cat-like eyes, give them an unmistakable and unmissable appearance, while their multiple auxiliary organs, such as 9 extra stomachs and a prehensile tongue, provide additional quirks to their already unique body. What truly sets the Tamaraneans apart are their incredible powers. They possess the ability to absorb and process stellar radiation, granting them unparalleled strength and vitality. This allows them to defy gravity and fly without any artificial enhancements, traverse the cosmos at light speed, and survive in the harsh, unforgiving environments of space. Their superhuman durability makes them nearly impervious to all known forms of injury and abrasion, while their stamina, speed, agility, reflexes, and strength far exceed those of regular humans. Additionally, their tactile linguistic assimilation allows them to learn another species' vocabulary with a simple touch or graze, making them exceptional communicators. The Tamaraneans have a rich history, having been forced into a war against the Citadel and nearly driven to extinction. Despite their peaceful nature, they were able to defend their planet for over a century before betrayal from within their own ranks led to their defeat. This ultimately resulted in King Meander's reluctant truce with the Citadel and his forced giving up of his daughter Coriander to Citadel slavers. Number 9. The Star Conquerors, the race of Starro. Billions of years ago, a mother star, or the queen of the Star Conquerors, set its eye upon the pre-modern civilization of Hadereh, but little did the inhabitants know that they were about to face a threat unlike any other. The Star Conquerors, once mere predatory beasts, roamed the cosmos enslaving entire species for the purpose of building nests to nurture their next queen. However, their conquest of Hadereh proved to be their undoing. They tainted the natural psionic link of the natives, and the last surviving member of the enslaved race passed on their madness to the Starro's future master. A fully grown Starro is impervious to most conventional forms of attack, and any weapons used against it are merely used to feed its hunger. What's more, the Star Conquerors are a race of adept mentalists capable of influencing minds via psionic affectation with or without latching on to a waiting host. The Starro's ability to asexually reproduce countless miniature Starros allows them to quickly enslave the minds of planetary populaces, and it's been known to transform at least 3 ordinary Earth-based starfish into loyal duplicates of itself, and the duplicates are only reverted to normal starfish when given enough damage. The Justice League of America has often found itself defending Earth against the menacing Starro, a planetary threat that has tried to conquer the world on multiple occasions. Even nuclear weapons are ineffective against the Star Conquerors, as they simply drink in the energy output and use it to reverse channel the firepower back to their enemies. In Suicide Squad, Starro was the main antagonist, but before that, it had been captured and was being held in a secret research facility known as Jotunheim. The government had been conducting experiments on Starro in an attempt to weaponize its mind control abilities. Throughout the movie, Starro is portrayed as a tragic figure, a victim of the government's experimentation who only wants to be free and to explore the universe like Starro had been doing before captured by astronauts. Number 10. Daxamites. First off, let's talk about the rather interesting origin story of Daxamites. The Daxamites are descended from a group of Kryptonian settlers who interbred with the primitive Ogeechee people on their new planet. Over time, their culture merged with the Ogeechee customs, and the Daxamites founded a religious and xenophobic order called the Eradicators. They avoided contact with other planets and enforced strict laws for their people, but there were descendants like Sodom Yat and Mon-El who rebelled against this policy. One interesting fact about the Daxamites is that they are fatally allergic to lead. However, their scientists were able to eradicate all lead-poisoning materials on their planet, which significantly extended their lifespans. Daxamites possess similar abilities to Kryptonians under a yellow sun, such as super strength, speed, and durability. They are not affected by kryptonite, but their powers can be weakened by a red sun. However, Sodom Yat found a way to empower the Daxamites by infusing their red sun with the power of the ion, transforming it into a yellow sun and giving them a broad spectrum of superpowers. As I mentioned, the Daxamites are known for being xenophobic and avoiding interaction with other races, but they have made exceptions in order to defend their planet. During their invasion on Earth, they sided with the Dominators for this very reason. During the Imperiex War, Daxam was under siege by Imperiex probes, which killed many Daxamites. The JSA were able to liberate the planet without suffering any casualties. Finally, in the Mongol invasion, Daxam was taken over by the villain and made the base of operations for the Sinestro Corps. However, with the help of Green Lantern Orisha and Sodom Yat, the Daxamites were empowered to fight back and eventually overthrow Mongol. Number 11. The Reach. The Reach are notorious for their conquests of other worlds, using strategies that can last centuries to achieve their goals. They have already taken over 10,000 planets, and they show no signs of slowing down anytime soon. Their tactics are insidious as they plant scarabs on planets they wish to take over, which then activate when the civilization reaches a certain technological level. These scarabs then select a host and reprogram them to serve the Reach, creating a loyal army of slaves to do their bidding. The Reach present themselves as traders, offering technology and knowledge to the populace of a targeted world only to use it against them in the end. One such scarab was left on Earth millennia ago, and it was used used by Pharaoh Khafre to rule Egypt as a tyrant. Despite signing a peace treaty with the Green Lantern Corps over 40,000 years ago, the Reach have found ways to bypass the agreement. In recent times, the Reach tried to gain the favor of Sinestro during the Sinestro Corps War. They combined one of his yellow rings with one of their scarabs in Peacemaker to create the Infiltrator. The Reach hoped to exchange this creation for control of Earth, but their plan was dismantled by Blue Beetle and a Green Lantern. Unfazed, the Reach continued with their plan to conquer Earth and enslave humanity. They executed a 100-year-long plan to infect the people of Earth with a substance that would make them more agreeable, so they would willingly be taken elsewhere as slaves. World Ripper stations were also placed throughout the planet, which would detonate and devastate the surface, forcing humans to turn to the Reach for salvation. However, their plans were thwarted by Blue Beetle, who took the fight to the Reach fleet in orbit. The Posse and the crime lord Ladama also did battle against the Reach forces in El Paso, Texas. When Blue Beetle hacked into the Reach mothership's systems, he caused all their ships, World Ripper stations, and the chemical to become visible to the world, and the Justice League International arrived to help defeat the Reach. Number 12. Dominators. The Dominion, also known as the Dominators, are a highly advanced extraterrestrial species hailing from the outer reaches of the cosmos. Their society is strictly stratified, with a person's caste determined by the size of a red circle on their forehead. These master geneticists are capable of manipulating the metagene to enhance members of their own caste. The Dominators made their screen debut in the Arrowverse crossover event called Invasion, with the help of cutting-edge prosthetics and computer effects that bring Todd McFarlane's interpretation of the characters to life. Their first trip to Earth occurred in the 1950s, but they returned in the present to retaliate against the Flash's manipulation of the timeline, resulting in the creation and undoing of the Flashpoint timeline. The Dominators' violent invasion includes the abduction and murder of the President of the United States. The heroes of Earth are brainwashed and trapped in a shared simulation in an attempt to locate the Flash, preventing him from altering history again. However, the heroes band together to resist the Dominators and their evil schemes, refusing to sacrifice their friend. After a hard-fought battle, the Dominators are finally forced to retreat. Interestingly, they have also appeared in a Predator vs. JSA comic book. Marvelous Verdict. The diversity of DC's most powerful alien races is a testament to the boundless scope of the DC universe. To be honest, all these races of this list add a unique flavor to the already rich tapestry. Races like the New Gods, Dominators, and the Guardians can give just about anyone a run for their money, but the fact remains that they have not been given the screen time they deserve. Now that James Gunn is calling the shots, I hope things get better for DC. It is time that the more obscure superheroes and villains got the love they deserve. What do you think? And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one, and be safe. Thanks, everyone.